Good morning. I'll call this meeting to order. We have a quorum. All three commissioners are present. Commissioner Gross will lead us in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move that we approve the minutes of October 21st, 2013.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections, changes? Call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. We have no public comment.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the consent agenda, items 1 through 10, resolution 13-503 to 13-512.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Commissioner Gross.
Item number 1 is the approval of warrants for the last week. There were 484 regular warrants issued, and the amount is $1,991,362.21. That's it.
Glenn Carter of the Prosecutor's Office with respect to resolution number 13504. This is a resolution approving the proposed transfer of the Vader water utility to the county. As you'll recall, back on October 29th of 2010, the Department of Health of the state petitioned the Superior Court here in Lewis County for the county to become the receiver of the Vader water system. For approximately 3 years, the county has operated and been the receiver of that Vader water utility. During the course of that time, the city of Vader and the county have engaged in extensive negotiations with respect to the transfer of the water utility to the county and other terms and conditions of that transfer. There are numerous issues that required, in fact, 2 mediations. They also required extensive discussions by council, and we believe that we have reached an agreement. This commission is the first of the bodies that are being asked to approve the proposed transfer. The agreement, the transfer agreement, is attached to this resolution. Also attached is a memorandum of understanding. The memorandum of understanding deals with cooperation, consultation between the city and the county with respect to the operation of the water utility and with respect to its potential impact on the development of the city of Vader. Also, there are other documents that are required by this transaction that are attached to this proposed resolution. There will be further approvals required. Of course, there will be the approval of the Department of Health, which we believe will be forthcoming. There will also be the approval required of the City Council, the Mayor and City Council of the City of Vader, which we would hope would be forthcoming as well. And after that, because it is a receivership proceeding which is controlled by statute, there is a requirement that we, all three of us, Health, the county, and the city, petition the Lewis County Superior Court, which is acting as the receivership court, for a hearing and for approval of the proposed transaction. It is only after all of the governing bodies have granted their approval, and in fact the Lewis County Superior Court has granted its approval after hearing, that the transaction will in fact close. The transaction has a proposed closing date of December 16th of this year, which is subject to extension as may be required with respect to public participation and with respect to holding the hearing in front of the Superior Court. But we anticipate on or about December 16th that this would close of this year. The proposed transfer agreement covers a lot of topics. It goes on for many pages, and it includes, for example, just some of the issues that we've negotiated. It provides for the transfer of the city's water rights to the county. It is necessary to have those water rights in order to operate the system. It also provides for the city to have the opportunity in the future, for a period of 10 years, to retransfer or have the system reacquired by the city, provided that the city meets certain specified conditions which are specified clearly, articulated in detail within the agreement. Those include such things as the management expertise to run the system. They include the approval by the Department of Health of a proposed utility action plan prepared by the city at that time. They include other provisions dealing with financial management, that the city has to satisfy financial management requirements, including, for example, successfully passing state audit requirements, state audits that are spelled out what kind of an audit is required. So there are numerous conditions to the proposed retransfer which may or may not be met, but that we would hope would be met. Also, we have provided, as part of the negotiation and this board's direction, that with any transfer, the transfer to the county today or upon approval by the court, or the transfer back by the county to the city, that the water rights go with the system. So when the system comes to the county, the water rights go with the system. When the system goes back to the city, the water rights go with the system. So the water rights are always tied to the system. There are other agreements that may cause some issues in the future. At the point that the county becomes the owner of this system, the county will have to have a franchise from the city of Vader. We have negotiated the provisions of a franchise, a proposed franchise, that is part of this submission today. Of course, that franchise has to go through public participation at the city, and it's subject to the city's approval. So this resolution then is this board's approval of the proposed, if you approve it, of the proposed transfer, of the transfer agreement, of the memorandum of understanding, of a memorandum of recording of the deeds. It also is an approval and direction to the prosecuting attorney's office to submit a petition to the Superior Court, the receivership court, for approval and a hearing of the proposed transaction, assuming that the other bodies do approve it. Any questions that I can answer?
I just have a comment. This has been a very long and arduous process, as Glenn indicated. It seems like we were back to square one several times in this process, and have finally gotten everything moving forward. So I certainly can't overstate how involved the prosecutor's office has been in this process, and the Public Works Department, and the good work that they've done in keeping this thing going, because it could very easily have fallen off the radar, and then where would we be? So appreciate your efforts and the efforts of the Public Works Department in getting this thing done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Morning, John Uplanalp, Community Services Manager with Public Health and Social Services, here to speak to agenda item number 3, approving a professional service agreement between Patrick Zandecki and Lewis County to serve as the Veterans Benefit Specialist. This personal services agreement is a 14-month agreement running from November 1st of 2013 through December 31st of 2014. It provides for a payment in the amount of $1,700 per month, with Mr. Zandecki working a minimum of 1,020 hours in a 12-month period. The Veterans Benefit Specialist provides services to local veterans and or their dependents, and this position also provides our veterans with information and resources to help access benefits for which they may qualify. Mr. Zandecki will interview each veteran applying for assistance and help them locate resources to help them through their time of need. If they qualify, he may provide them with vouchers for food or gas, or requests of rent, utilities, or medical bills be paid. He may also help veterans or family members receive burial assistance. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, speaking to item number 4 on your agenda, purchase bid award for the purchase of one-use wheel loader. The Board of County Commissioners issued a bid for the purchase of a wheel loader on September 16th of this year. This is for a used wheel loader that was going to be 2008 or newer with 2,500 hours or less. The Public Works Department developed a scoring tool in conjunction with information and advice we received from MRSC, the Municipal Research Services Center. And we used this scoring tool to score a used piece of equipment, which can be a tricky thing, but we came out with a good scoring tool and it worked really well. Pape Machinery submitted the highest scoring bid and for a 2013 wheel loader with less than 12 hours for $225,000.16, and we would recommend purchasing that piece of equipment from Pape Machinery.
Any questions? Thank you very much.
Good morning, Commissioners. Archie Smith with Lewis County Human Resources. I am here to present items number 5 through 10 on the agenda today. What I would like to do is take items 5 through 9 and separate those out from item number 10.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are resolution number 13507, 13508, 13509, 13510, and 13511. These are non-interest arb collective bargaining agreements that I am presenting to you for approval. And they consist of the groups Teamsters Combined, Teamsters Prosecutor's Office, Teamsters Juvenile Probation, excuse me, Teamsters E911 Emergency Communication, and Teamsters Juvenile Detention Groups. And basically, we have very little language change. We do have a overtime clarification procedure in the E911 contract. We have, in the juvenile probation, we have job vacancy clarification, meal purchasing, working out of classification, inclement weather clarification in these contracts. So there's not a lot of language issues. The primary issue that we dealt with was the wages and benefits. And what the county commissioners did back in pre-July of this year is that they authorized a 1.5% COLA for the non-represented, and they authorized an insurance increase effective July 1st of $900 and then effective January 1st of 2014 to take the employer contribution of $900 to $950 per employee per month. We offered that same proposal to the unions, and on that financial matters, all those unions have accepted that offer, with the exception of one, juvenile probation, and they did pass their contract. Their employer insurance contribution is a little bit higher than that. That is $984.15, and we have left that. We did not try to negotiate that any differently, but we did not offer them any more additional compensation on their employer insurance benefit, and they did accept that offer. On item number 10, Resolution 13512, that is with our corrections officers. They are an interest arbitration group, so this is a much different contract than the other contracts. And basically what changes we have here, and I'm sorry, on those previous contracts, on the non-interest arb, those are all 2-year agreements. They are effective January 1st, 2013, and they go through 12/31/2014. So they are 2-year deals. On this next contract with the Corrections Officer Guild, it is a 3-year agreement dating from January 1st, 2012 to December 31st, 2014. We have been in contract negotiations with them for over 2 years. It has been a long process. For the 2012 and 2013 calendar year, the employer health and welfare contributions were left unchanged. Effective January 2014, the employer health and welfare share will move to a 95-5 split of the WCIF 500 plan. This keeps them in the Washington County's insurance fund. There's no COLA for the 2012 year. Steps are provided. They do have a short step base. They only have, I think it's like a 4 or 5 step base. There is a 1.5% COLA effective July 1st, 2013, and there is a 2% COLA effective January 1st, 2014. Other issues in that contract, we looked at clarification of civil liability, disciplinary investigation, hours worked in relation to time off and callback, and clarification of the payroll change. And that is relatively it. Any questions?
Any questions on
A lot of work.
contracts or any questions on the consent agenda? Then I'll call for the question on the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. The next is a hearing on the vacation of a portion of 3rd Street, Dryad, Washington. Vacation number 13005. We'll start out with a staff report, followed by a question and answer period, and then we will close the question and answer period and open it for public testimony. After everybody has had an opportunity of public testimony, we will close the public testimony and consider the vacation. Mr. Larry Unselman, you are on.
Okay. Larry Unselman, Real Estate Services Manager, Public Works. Regarding vacation number 13-005, this proposed vacation is regarding part of 3rd Street in Dryad, lying north of Olive Street in Section 1, 13 North, Range 5 West. 3rd Street was dedicated to the public in the Plat of Dryad, recorded in Volume 3 of Plats, pages 106 to 108, records of the Lewis County Auditor. On August 26 of 2013, this board passed Resolution 13-458, which declared their intention to proceed to determine whether the aforementioned road right-of-way should be vacated and abandoned, and ordered and directed the county engineer to make an examination of the road. On September 25th, 2013, the county road engineer filed his report, which states as follows. This right-of-way was dedicated in the Plat of Dryad on July 5th, 1892, at a width of 60 feet. The right-of-way proposed for vacation is approximately 100 feet in length. There have been no previous vacations of 3rd Street. The right-of-way is adjoined by 3 property owners: the Dryad Community Baptist Church, Stephen Wooster, and Washington State Parks and Recreation, all who have agreed to and requested the vacation. Utility companies known to service the general area have been notified and have responded to the proposed vacation with no opposition. This portion of right-of-way does not abut a body of water and is not considered as necessary as part of the county road system. The $700 administration fee for the vacation has been paid by the applicant, and they've also deposited $250 towards publication fees. No compensation is required for that portion of right-of-way per Lewis County Code 12.15.040. On September 30th of 2013, this board fixed the 28th day of October for hearing on the report of the engineer, and notice thereof was published and posted as required by law. In the opinion of the county engineer, this portion of 3rd Street in Dryad requested for vacation should be vacated for the reasons that it will be of benefit to the public through its vacation by eliminating jurisdictional responsibility and returning the property to the tax rolls of the county.
Thank you very much. Does the board have any questions? Any questions? Does the audience have any questions? If there are no questions, I will close the question and answer period. And Mr. Unselman, would you like your opening comments be incorporated into the record of the hearing?
Yes, I would, please.
Any comments?
No comments.
I think this is a good idea that we vacate this property and turn it back to the landowners on either side. Is there any other public testimony? Anyone want to make any comments? Well, then we will close the public hearing, and I will entertain a motion.
I move that we approve resolution number 13-513, resolution 13-005 regarding the vacation of a portion of 3rd Street in Dryad, Washington.
Second.
So we've got a motion and seconded to vacate a portion of 3rd Street. Are there any comments? And I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion's approved.
Mr. Chairman, we have no further business this morning. However, we do have a joint meeting with the Solid Waste Disposal District this afternoon to discuss tipping fee increases, and so I move we recess until 1:30 this afternoon.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded to recess until 1:30 this afternoon to consider increasing the tipping fees. And with no further business, we are recessed.